Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show. Yes. President, what are you talking about? Why can't I understand? At this time, even the orc commander felt something was wrong. The orc Otto in front of him began to become extremely unfamiliar, as if he was a completely different creature. Straws of black aura emanated from the body of orc Otto. The black aura condensed into a huge demon figure in the air. At this time, the orc Otto also said lightly, among the millions of psionicists, there is a chance that there will be several special psionicists who can spy on the warp. 99, and I am one of them, able to spy on the existence of the warp. 35, during hundreds of years of spying on the warp, I found that the warp is not the barren world we imagined. It is like a mirror of the sea of stars. It will also give birth to life, and it will also give birth to the planetary world. Zero Chi-Chi. Orc Otto looked at the orc military advisor in front of him, as if he was describing a very ordinary world. But at this time, the orc military advisor and the orc commander both turned pale. Spying on the warp? Orc Otto is actually doing such a thing? This is a violation of the decree designated by the ancient empire. Once the ancient empire knows about it, its crime is on the same level as the development of a star-level weapon. The ancient empires will send troops to carry out genocide plans against their races. Are you crazy? This is a taboo at the genocide level. But Orc Otto sneered, listen to me, I met a race in the warp. I found that the races that exist in the subspace, each one placed in the sea of stars, is a natural disaster-like existence. Zerg, Demon, Chaos, Titan, and even some energy bodies exist. So, I made a deal with the devil this time. 35, as long as I sacrifice enough lives, they can come down to my use. As soon as these words came out, the orc military advisor widened his eyes. Demon? Isn't that something that exists only in rumors? Wrong. Sacrifice life? At this moment, the orc strategist finally understood. Why did the orc Otto keep sending the orc fleet to attack the mermaid ships? All the truth is revealed. Why did he say that even if both sides were defeated, he would still be able to win? It turns out that he treated the dead orcs as sacrifices to demons. The orc strategist took a few steps back, and now he has reason to suspect that the current orc Otto has been bewitched by the devil. Sacrificing orcs to achieve his goals was not something he could do before. But at this time, the orc Otto also smiled faintly when he saw the orc strategist take a few steps back. Looks like you don't agree with what I'm doing. You are harming the entire orc race. Those who obey me prosper, and those who oppose me perish. Orc Otto waved his hand, and the breath of a psionicist directly enveloped the orc military division. In the next second, a ray of black soul drilled directly into the head of the orc strategist. Immediately afterwards, the orc Otto also threw the orc military advisor on the ground. Not long after, the orc strategist also stood up again. TSK, is this the Shanghai world? This body is not bad, but it is a little weaker. In the next second, the body of the orc strategist began to change. In an instant, it turned into a warp demon, and only vaguely traces of the orcs could be seen on its body. I hope you can abide by the agreement. Orc Otto looked at the warp demon, and the warp demon also showed a cunning smile. Of course, we are old friends who have known each other for decades. Otto, you have to believe us, we warp demons are the warp race that keeps their promises the most. You really found us right. Although the Zerg recovered earlier than us, they are all beasts. Only us can help you achieve a great cause. The warp demon is not a warp demon, and the orc Otto was painted with a piece of cake. But orc Otto also knew very well that the words of these warp demons could not be trusted. If it wasn't for the will of the Zerg, it only knew how to eat and couldn't communicate at all. Other high-level creatures look down on themselves at all and do not communicate with themselves. I won't find the warp demon, this guy full of lies. How much more do you need for the offering? Huh. We've collected more than half, and soon our fleet will arrive. But this time Orc Otto looked like a warp demon. More than half? The number of orcs who have fallen under his command has reached nearly 1,000,000. 1,000,000 orc lives are not enough? Orc Otto snorted coldly. As long as you can help us win this battle, I can sacrifice all the population of the mermaid tribe to you. As soon as these words came out, a gleam of light flashed in the eyes of the warp demon. I didn't see you wrong. Just a little less, but now enough. We can come now. Orc Otto sneered, the offerings just weren't enough. Is it suddenly enough now? These warp demons are indeed full of nonsense, and their words can only be trusted. It's time. Sacrifice the lives of millions of orcs and summon warp demons. In an instant, a scarlet magic circle also appeared in the White Deer Galaxy. In the raging waves of the furious sea, Hyles also saw the appearance of a huge scarlet magic circle, and her heart tightened. What's the situation? Could this magic circle be made by the orcs again? However, looking at the huge scarlet magic circle exuding a strange red light, she didn't know why she felt something strange in her heart. At this time, Su Yan also broke away from the space transition state and came to the edge of the White Deer Galaxy. When he saw the strange red circle, he couldn't help frowning. He has really seen this magic circle. Demon Array. Someone summoning warp demons. 2.6 It is naturally impossible for Harrys to summon a warp demon, but summoning a warp demon has to pay a huge price. Now the mermaid is the dominant party, and it is impossible to do such a stupid thing. There is only one possibility, and that is that the orcs sacrificed many creatures to summon warp demons. This is a battlefield, and the most important thing on the battlefield is the dead creatures. Is this the true plan of the orcs? Summon warp demons to help them defeat the merfolk? 5. It's ridiculous, this approach is tantamount to scheming with a tiger. 99. But at this time, Su Yan also immediately connected to Hyles' communication channel. Now, they know almost nothing about warp demons. Only by temporarily retreating to the vicinity of Poseidon and gathering 3 fleets can we have the strength to fight, Su Yan? After receiving Su Yan's communication request, Hyles was first shocked. Then, as if he had found the backbone, he felt relieved. She never imagined that after Su Yan had pacified the eastern and western battlefields, she would still have the strength to take care of it here. However, this is also thanks to Su Yan's powerful combat power that turned things around. In normal circumstances, this large-scale battle would be difficult to determine for 10 days and a half months. But the appearance of Su Yan, like a catalyst, accelerated the progress of the two sides of the battlefield. At this moment, Su Yan also came to her side. What is that strange circle? Su Yan, do you know? Hyles' cognition of warp demons is still at the interface of Xinghai legend. Naturally, she didn't know that the warp demons were real. And the scarlet circle in front of you is the teleportation circle of the warp demon. At this time, Su Yan didn't have much time to explain to Hyles. With such a huge magic circle, Su Yan could no longer imagine how many warp demons could come to the Xinghai interface through this magic circle. If they continue to stay here, there is a high chance that they will be surrounded by the demon army. Thinking of these 31 miles, Su Yan was also in the communication channel and said to Hyles, "This magic circle is a magic circle that summons an army of demons. I don't have time to explain it to you now. Listen to me, now command the fleet to retreat to Neptune. The sooner the better." When she heard that Su Yan wanted her to retreat, Hyles hardly hesitated. Directly issued an order to retreat. She knew very well that Su Yan let herself retreat quickly at this time, entirely for her own good. Warp demon army? Isn't the devil a creature that only exists in the legend of the Xinghai? Does this creature really exist? At this moment, the many detectors suspended in the galaxy are also staring at the huge scarlet magic circle in the galaxy. These probes were specially placed by many Xinghai battlefield reporters in order to record the war. For these detectors, neither the mermaid nor the orcs have specially attacked these detectors. After all, even if one batch of detectors is destroyed, another batch of detectors will come. Instead of focusing on these detectors, it is better to focus on the war in front of you. Moreover, these probes are not only probes of other Starsea races. Similarly, for such a large-scale battle, the ancient empire will also send a certain number of detectors to observe it. After all, whether it is a mermaid or an orc, once this battle is defeated. For the entire Xinghai pattern, it is a storm. But at this moment, the observers of the Libra Empire and the Gamma Empire immediately turned pale when they saw the demon magic circle on the screen. Other Starsea races don't know what this is, will they not know? Warp demon. Those orcs actually summoned warp demons. And with such a huge summoning circle, he can no longer imagine how many warp demons will come to the Xinghai interface through this circle. Big things are bad. Whether it was the Libra Empire or the Gamma Empire, after receiving this news, all the empires fell into vigilance. First the Zerg, then the Iron Man, and now even the warp demons have come to join in the fun. What the hell is going on in this world? And other Xinghai races also saw the strange circle through the detector. What's the situation? The mermaid fleet has retreated? What the hell did the Brotherhood do? The mermaid fleet looked scared. I saw the Longing fleet. Hey, the Longing fleet is also retreating with the mermaid fleet. The Longing fleet has withdrawn? Didn't it just win the battle in the eastern and western battlefields? 55. The current mermaid clan undoubtedly has the absolute upper hand. Is it because of this strange magic circle that they escaped like lost dogs? Is this magic circle a psychic hole card of Orc Otto? But soon, many Xinghai race observers also rejected this idea. Although the Orc Otto is also a psionicist, his psionic power is absolutely impossible to achieve such a huge vision. For a time, many Xinghai races also frowned. What exactly happened? It is clear that the mermaid has the upper hand, but just the appearance of this magic circle directly caused the mermaid to flee in a panic. At this moment, a series of ripples appeared in the scarlet magic circle in the galaxy. I saw a strange creature slowly fly out from the magic circle. The strange creature was red all over, with a pair of pointed fangs and a pair of fleshy wings waving constantly behind it. The most important thing is that this creature can actually survive in the environment of space. It seems that the low-temperature environment of space is not a problem for them at all. Seeing these space demons appear in the field of vision, the expressions of many Xinghai races also changed. My god! What the hell is this? It can survive in a space environment. Could this circle be a summoned circle? What exactly is this creature? Why have I never seen it before? I don't know why when I first saw this 077 creature, I actually felt a sense of fear. It's not very normal, after all this thing doesn't look very good. But at this moment, Su Yan saw a steady stream of warp demons coming out of the magic circle in the ship. His face became even more solemn. As expected, the physical qualities of these warp demons are no different from those of the Zerg. Like the Zerg, they can travel in space by relying on their bodies even without protective measures. Most crucially, Su Yan was certain that these warp demons were just some of the vanguard. As far as he knows, if there is no one in the Sea of Stars to sacrifice to the warp demon, it is impossible for the warp demon to come to this world. That is to say, the warp demons want to come to the Xinghai interface, and the conditions they have are far more harsh than those of the Zerg and the Iron Man. Now someone has finally made a large-scale sacrifice and summoned them to this world. They will never pass up this opportunity. If these warp demons are not stopped, then these warp demon armies will begin to slaughter and sacrifice the surrounding Starsea races so that more of their compatriots can come to this world. The orcs don't know that the Pandora's box in the warp has been opened. Is this the Xinghai world? Jia, sure enough, the resources here are much richer than space. I didn't expect that I would come to this world one day. Awesome, this place is just heaven. Compared with this place in the warp space, it is simply a backcountry. In any case, even if I die here, I will never go back. For a time, many warp demons rushed out of the magic circle. The low-temperature environment in the Sea of Stars is not a problem for them at all. You know, their physical bodies are originally composed of energy. As long as the energy from the warp continues, they can always remain in this world. At this moment, a voice sounded in the minds of all the warp demons. My dear fellows, I know you are in the joy of leaving the warp now. But now we can't slack off because of this, we must hunt more sacrifices to maintain the stability of the circle. Only with the existence of the magic circle can we obtain a steady stream of subspace energy and survive in this star-sea space. So in order for us to continue to stay in this paradise-like place, please follow my instructions from now on. Hearing this familiar voice, all the warp demons felt an oppressive force from their bloodline. This is the bloodline suppression ability that can only be possessed by high-level demons. You must know that the bloodline represents their class and rights among the demon races. High-level demons can easily enslave low-level demons to complete various commands for them. The demon that exists in the flagship of the orcs at this moment is the high-ranking commander of the warp demon race. It is because of the existence of this high-level demon commander that the orc Otto can summon warp demons recklessly. If there is no existence of this high-level demon commander, even if I summon these warp demons, it is impossible to drive them to attack the mermaid. Not to mention attacking the mermaid, maybe they will attack themselves from the moment they find themselves. For them, any creature in their eyes is just a sacrifice to maintain the operation of the magic circle. Orc Otto looked at the warp demons in the sea of stars, and couldn't help but narrow his eyes. Do you expect these warp demons to deal with those mermaid ships? Seeing that Orc Otto's face was a little impatient, the high-level demon commander also showed a cunning smile. Of course not, these warp demons are just some Pathfinder pioneers. Our real main force is still behind, please don't worry. When our main force really reaches the Star Sea, let alone the mermaid, even those ancient empires are not our opponents. Hearing this sentence, Orc Otto also looked at the high-level demon commander with some surprise. Even the ancient empires are not their opponents? Orc Otto looked at the high-level demon commander with some suspicion, knowing that the ancient empire was the top group of existences in this sea of stars. Although the Zerg and the Iron Man are now recovering, their growth rate is much lower than before. It is precisely because of the existence of the ancient empire that they have not invaded the entire Shanghai until now. But these warp demons have such a confident attitude, which makes Orc Otto wonder if this guy is lying. After all, he is very clear that the race of warp demons is a race full of nonsense and glib. At this moment, a demon ship slowly drilled out of the magic circle. With the appearance of this demon ship, large and small demon ships appeared from the circle like stars. The demon ship looks like a tattered ship on the surface, but an ominous and powerful force shrouds the ship. These ships are made of steel and flesh and blood. The interior of the ship was originally the position of the ship's core reactor, but it has been occupied by an evil and ominous heart. The demon heart continuously provides energy for the ship's flesh and blood, enabling the demon ship to sail in the sea of stars. But at the same time, this demon heart also provides a steady stream of shield energy for the ship. It is because of the existence of this heart that this originally tattered ship possesses extremely terrifying and ominous power. There are many such demon ships, and large and small demon ships flew out of the circle. Each demon ship is equivalent to an independent life form, and various demons hover around the demon ship like a wingman. In such a short time, thousands of demon ships have descended on this Shanghai world. In the same way, every ship came to this Shanghai world with tens of thousands of subspace demons. At this time, the observers of the Star Sea race also felt something was wrong. What are these creatures? Why have I never seen such creatures in the Sea of Stars? 35. Hey, what did the orcs summon? Why do these ships exude an ominous power? Wait, why do these strange creatures look exactly like the rumored warp demons? Warp demon? Isn't that a creature that only appears in legends? At this time, many observers of the Star Sea race immediately searched the database for information about the demons in the subspace. Around Poseidon, under the command of Su Yen, all the mermaid fleets have gathered near Poseidon. At this time, Su Yen, Zhao Zhao, also wanted to explain some of the existences of warp demons to Hyles and others. After listening to Su Yan's narration, Hyles couldn't believe it. The legendary creature, the warp demon, actually appeared in front of her now. She always thought that the existence of warp demons was just an imagination of the Shanghai races for the unknown things in Shanghai. Warp demons are real. And now the orc Otto, by sacrificing the lives of the orcs and mermaids who died in the 3 battlefields, has drawn a summoning circle. As long as this summoning circle exists, those warp demons who came to this world through the summoning circle will never be eliminated. 99. Su Yan has been studying the creature since his last encounter with the warp demon. He has collected a lot of literature and has also researched several characteristics of warp demons. The first is the physical quality of these warp demons, which is that the body of the warp demon is composed of energy. That is to say, these warp demons will not be affected by space factors and can move freely in the space environment. And the physical qualities of these warp demons are extremely powerful, and their sharp claws can easily shred the armor of ships. If a ship encounters a large number of warp demons, no matter how strong its armor is, it will eventually be eaten up by the warp demons. For these warp demons wandering outside the demon ships, they still can't ignore each other. And because the bodies of these warp demons are made of energy, so even if they defeat it, it won't completely destroy them. Their souls are in the subspace, and as long as there is energy installation, they will continuously throw their bodies into the sea of stars. Similarly, after Su Yan encountered warp demons last time, he ordered his mechanical priests to study these warp demons and their summoning circles. After some research, Su Yan also discovered another important characteristic of warp demons. That is, these warp demons can only continuously sacrifice the energy substances in the star sea. In order to expand the scale of the summoning circle, only when the 077 scale of the summoning circle becomes larger and larger, can they continuously come to this Shanghai interface from the subspace. As you say, as long as we can destroy that summoning circle, wouldn't those warp demons be self-defeating? After listening to Su Yan's analysis of the warp demons, Haley's also put forward her own point of view. Since their energy source comes from that magic circle, as long as that magic circle is destroyed, wouldn't they go back wherever they came from? Su Yan touched her chin and nodded. Theoretically it is. I still remember the last time I encountered a warp demon. It was precisely because the blood was used to destroy the summoning circle that the warp demon was officially eliminated. Destruction of the summoning circle requires the blood of the psionicist. What appeared in front of them now was a huge summoning circle that was almost the size of the planet. If the psionicist's blood can be used to destroy it, the amount of blood required is not a small amount. Don't worry. The blood of the psionicist can destroy the summoning circle because it contains a huge, DBCG, spiritual energy. That is to say, as long as our psionic energy is strong enough, it can replace the effect of blood and destroy the summoning circle. 55. At this time, Buying also appeared and explained to Su Yan how to crack the magic circle. As long as you have a large enough psionic power, can you destroy the summoning circle? Su Yan frowned slightly, but there was no shortage of powerful psionicists on their side. Whether it is Hailes, or Buying, and himself, they are all extremely powerful psionicists, releasing extremely powerful psionic energy, thus destroying the summoning circle. It is not difficult to do. But the most difficult point now is how do they approach the summoning circle? You must know that the current summoning circle is not only guarded by a fleet of orcs, but even a steady stream of demon fleets are coming here through the circle. And those warp demons are also very clear that if there is no summoning circle, they will also be wiped out in this Shanghai interface, so they will never let any creature get close to the summoning circle easily. In other words, they will have a head-to-head battle with the warp demon fleet. At this moment, because the warp demon descended on the Sea of Stars, it was not only the mermaid who were panicked. Inside the Gamma Empire, many members of the Empire gathered together. Now they are gathered here for nothing else, it is the arrival of the warp demons that makes them nervous. Before, there were Zerg raging, and then there was Iron Man recovering. Unexpectedly, before they had finished solving the first two, the orcs actually opened the Pandora's box of the warp. The resurgence of warp demons was something none of their ancient Empire members could have imagined. The demons of the warp have recovered, the Zerg are still raging, and even the Iron Man is constantly active for unknown plans. 99. Everyone, it seems that the end of the Xinghai is about to come as the prophecy said. But as the guardian of Xinghai, we must not watch Xinghai go to extinction. That's why I decided to contact the Third Reich. At this time, no one can just sit back and watch. Third Reich? When hearing this word, the entire conference room was in an uproar. If the ancient empires are divided into high and low, the Gamma Empire and the Libra Empire, although both of them are ancient empires. But among the 10 ancient empires still surviving, their ranking can only be regarded as the bottom. And the ancient empires that really held the core strength and powerful force were the top 3 ancient empires. But it is precisely because these 3 ancient empires are extremely powerful. Therefore, even if they are close to the country and do not participate in anything, he can still maintain an absolute position of detachment. Now, the warp demons have come, and even they can't ignore it. You must know that once the warp demons are rampant, then all the matter in the entire star sea will be sacrificed by it. At that time, the entire Xinghai will fall into the crisis of doomsday. No matter how powerful the ancient empire was, they couldn't surpass the entire Xinghai space. If the entire star sea falls into the apocalypse and collapses, then even they will be buried with them. This is a scene that all ancient empires do not want to see. Since everyone has no opinion, then I will join forces with the Heavenly Empire to awaken the Third Reich. Today's Xinghai is no longer the calm Xinghai that it used to be, and now Xinghai needs an absolute force to suppress chaos. Our ancient empire can no longer continue to watch, the entire Xinghai needs us. Soon, the proposal to awaken the Third Reich was approved by all members. Not only the Gamma Empire, but also the Libra Empire, have written letters one after another, deciding to wake up the sleeping Third Empire. In today's chaotic sea of stars, only the recovery of the Third Reich can bring them a glimmer of hope. With a series of signals sent from the Gamma Empire and the Libra Empire. In a certain location galaxy, an operator also received a message from 2 ancient empires. At this moment, in the White Deer Galaxy, the huge summoning circle is still continuously transporting the demon army. There are more than 10,000 demon fleets that have come to Xinghai by summoning the magic circle. Not to mention that next to these demon fleets, little demons hovered around. The number of these little devils has exceeded 1 million. With the physical qualities of demons, millions of little demons can easily devour a ship. They are like locusts one after another, and when the number reaches a certain level, their threat is even more terrifying than a fleet. Orc Otto watched more and more demon ships appear, and a happy smile appeared on his face. Well, with so many demon ships, what if there are SS tier ships on the opposite side? Now just relying on these millions of little devils can recreate the mermaid fleet. However, remembering how the Hyperion had slaughtered the quartet in the orc fleet before, the orc Otto was still a little scared. Don't your demon ships have higher tier ships? Although these demon ships have powerful psionic power, they are not even as high level in defense as ships. There are 2 SS-class ships on the opposite side, and 3 S-class ships. If there are no high-level ships in town, the SS-level ships on the opposite side are not easy to deal with. After hearing the worried words of Orc Otto, the senior demon leader also showed a cunning smile. High-level ships? You could have said no earlier? I should have told you before that as long as the sacrifice's energy is enough, I can summon you even a SSS-class ship. You must know that there are countless ships that have fallen in the warp, and there are many ships above S rank. Speaking of which, the senior demon leader is also very proud. Although the resources of the subspace are very poor, the subspace has something that the Xinghai space does not have. That is, the subspace can involve some things in the Xinghai space into the subspace through the subspace storm. And some ancient ships in the warp have experienced a long-term transformation of the warp energy, and the original level is also constantly upgraded. For the warp demon races that have lived in the warp for hundreds of millions of years, time is often the least they lack. After a long accumulation of information, the strength of the warp demon has become very powerful. Otherwise, they wouldn't have survived so long in the extremely dangerous place of the warp. The only thing stopping them now is the barrier between the warp and star sea. As long as they have enough sacrificial energy, they can summon all the demon ships in the warp. Originally, I wanted to continue to summon the demon fleet, but since you want to see the SS-class ships on our side, I will let you open your eyes. After all, the high-level demon commander also gave a smug smile. Now they have the remaining sacrificial energy, just enough to summon an SS-class ship. Therefore, the high-level demon commander decisively chose to summon that SS-class demon ship. Near Neptune, called by Hyles. The two fleets have returned to the vicinity of Neptune at the same time. Because of Su Yan's attack, the fleets under Hai Wenxing and Hai Wentian didn't lose much troops at all. The Crazy Shark pirates originally had more than 10,000 ships, and up to now, there are still about 10,000 ships that can continue to fight. At this time, Su Yan also told Hai Wenxing and Hai Wentian about the situation of Bailu Galaxy. Warp Demon? Hai Wenxing frowned, but she had heard the legend of warp demons. But like everyone else, she had always thought that the warp demons were nothing more than a legend. Now that the army of space demons is truly displayed in front of her, she is also a little surprised. And Hai Wentian's expression changed after hearing Su Yan's analysis of the warp demons. Those guys from the orc race actually did such a thing in order to win this war. If these warp demons really wreak havoc, perhaps the entire Xinghai will fall into panic. In my opinion, these warp demons are no less dangerous than Zerg and Iron Man. At this moment, in the Hyperion, Su Yan also received a message. Then after this source, Su Yan was also a little surprised. Because this news comes from those warp submarines lurking on the warp interface. These submarines, capable of lurking on the warp interface, are now acting as reconnaissance units. Through the warp submarine, they can clearly see what the demons in the warp are doing. And now these submarines lurking in the warp interface also sent him a message. In the information, a huge and strange ship is passing through the summoning circle, preparing to descend from the warp to the Xinghai space. At this moment, in the White Deer Galaxy, a huge ship is slowly passing through the summoning circle and descending into the Xinghai space. Orc Otto couldn't help but widen his eyes when he saw this ship. SS-class ships. The high-level demon commander really didn't lie to him. As long as he has enough sacrificial energy, even SS-class ships are no problem. This ship itself is an S-class ship, but after years of spatial energy rendering in the warp, it has also transformed into the current SS-class demon ship. The high-level demon commander was also very proud, and then he continued to introduce it. This ship was very famous in the Sea of Stars hundreds of years ago. 99, however, in a battle, the ship was also destroyed by the enemy, and we used the warp storm to draw it into the warp. Presumably you should have heard of the name of this ship, the Twin Winds. Gale Twins? After hearing this name, Orc Otto also changed his face. How could he have not heard of the name of the Twin Winds? You must know that the Gale Gemini is a famous existence among all S-class ships. During the service of the Gale Twins, 250,000 ships were destroyed in total, including 3 S-class ships. Among the ships of the same level, its record can be described as brilliant. It's a pity that in a battle, it was surrounded and suppressed by many S-class ships, and unfortunately fell. Unexpectedly, now he can once again see this legendary ship appearing in the battlefield. Loss. If you're enjoying my content, please consider donating a coffee. Or checking out my shirts on TeePublic. Wait, what did I see? That demon ship. I seem to have seen it somewhere? I've seen it somewhere. Isn't this the legendary ship ranked in the top 100 in the ship picture book, the Twin Winds? 35, the Twin Winds? How is that possible? Didn't this ship disappear into a warp storm hundreds of years ago? I mean, is there a possibility? Are these warp demons from the warp? For a time, many Xinghai races also saw the Gale Twins reappear in their field of vision. However, this time, the legendary ship, the Hurricane Twins, is no longer the legend of the various Starsea races. Today's Gale Twins has completely degenerated into a demon ship. Recalling the illustrious achievements of the Gale Wind Twins during their service, many 077 races of the Starsea species couldn't help but feel a little worried about the fleet of the mermaid race. After all, the record of the Gale Gemini during its service is difficult to match with other ships. As a firepower battleship, the Gale Twins was able to make great achievements in the Battle of Shanghai just because of its unique and powerful firepower. Now it has been transformed by the Warp Demon, and its strength is more powerful, on the basis of retaining the original powerful firepower. The Hurricane Gemini is also equipped with a psionic shield, and it is precisely because of the existence of the psychic shield that the original defense deficiencies have been completely made up for. Today, the Twin Winds have no flaws in both firepower and defense. This makes it an extremely powerful SS-class ship. It's actually the ship Gale Twins. It seems that you Warp Demons are quite capable. Orc Otto saw the appearance of the Gale Twins, and a happy smile appeared on his face. As long as you have a little research on the history of Shanghai, you can't get around the legendary ship, the Gale Twins. After all, the record achieved by this ship during its service period is too brilliant. Even after it disappeared, its record still remains in the history books of Shanghai. Hearing the amazement of Orc Otto, the high-level demon commander was also proud. I've said it before, as long as the sacrifice's energy is enough, let alone S-class ships, even SS-class ships I can recruit for you. However, the energy consumed by the Twin Winds is simply too large. 99. I'm afraid it will be difficult for all of our large troops to be summoned. 35. Hearing the words of the high-level demon leader, Orc Otto also showed a strange smile on his face. As long as the things in the Sea of Stars are sacrificed into the subspace, the sacrifice energy can be obtained. Now we already have the big killer of the Gale Twins, and it's just a matter of minutes to clean up the mermaid. As long as the entire mermaid clan and even the entire sea god are sacrificed, the energy in it can definitely bring all the demon army to this place. 99. The high-level demon commander also showed a greedy look when he heard these words. Sacrifice an entire race, plus a home star. If it can really be done, then the energy fed back from the subspace will be extremely powerful. And if you use this battle to sacrifice the entire Shanghai race to the warp, the gods in the warp will definitely give you more powerful power. Thinking of this, the high-level demon commander's heart was also fiery. On the side of Poseidon, Su Yan also learned of the existence of the Hurricane Twins through the information transmitted by the warp submarine. Su Yan told Hyles and the others about the news of the Hurricane Gemini, the Twin Winds. Didn't this ship disappear long ago? It's a warp storm. It turned out that the warp storm that ravaged the entire Star Sea was caused by these warp demons. It seems that these warp demons are using the warp storm to wrap the Wind Gemini into the warp. Also, now these warp demons have transformed the Storm Twins into a demon ship. Then what shall we do next? After all, they have all heard of the illustrious record of the Gale Twins. If they really let them face this ship, maybe they really don't have much confidence. You must know that the Gemini was destroyed because it was besieged by several S-class ships, so it was destroyed. They don't have that many S-class ships here. With only 3 S-class ships, they are not sure about the Gale Twins, which have been promoted to SS-class ships. But this time, Su Yan spoke up. If the warp demon wants to come to the Shanghai interface from the warp, it needs to summon the magic circle. And by summoning the magic circle, you need to consume a certain amount of sacrificial energy. Now that they have summoned the Twin Winds, their sacrificial energy must be running out now. This also shows that their demon army cannot completely come to the Shanghai interface. Now, while their sacrificial energy is running low, is a good time for us to counterattack. Su Yan knew very well that even if they didn't counterattack immediately, those warp demons wouldn't let them go. After all, only their huge fleets exist in the vicinity. For those warp demons, they are a lot of sacrifice energy. So next, I will lead the 10th team to stop the Twin Winds. And your task is to take care of those demon armies. Is it up to them to deal with the demon army? At this time, Hyles and the others were silent. To tell the truth, they are not sure that they can solve these demon army. You must know that in addition to these demon armies, the fleet of orcs is also among them. The combination of the two is much stronger than them, both in terms of strength and military strength. And these 2.6 times, Su Yan seemed to see their worries. It seems that you do not have the competence to deal with these demonic armies. Hearing this sentence, Hyles also felt a little guilty. It was obvious that Su Yan had already solved the problem of the Hurricane Twins, but in the face of the remaining demon army, they had nothing to do. But fortunately, I still have a whole card that I haven't used. Count the time, he's probably coming soon. Whole? Hearing these words, Hyles and others were also a little surprised. Su Yan actually still has a whole card that has not been used? I originally planned to use this whole card at the end of the day, and then I could give the orcs a fatal blow. But now the plan can't keep up with the changes, and Su Yan has also received a communication application. Ding! With a clear sound, a familiar voice joined the communication channel. After seeing that familiar name, even Hyles' eyes widened in disbelief at this moment. Hai Wentian looked at the name that appeared in the communication channel, and also showed a slight smile. Is this your trump card? Su Yan, you really are a person who can create miracles. Even Hai Wenqing, who has excellent psychological quality, admired Su Yan in his heart when he saw the name that appeared in that communication channel. It can be said that his trump card exceeded everyone's expectations. Neither they nor the orcs could imagine that he would actually play this whole card. Brother Su Yan, I didn't expect things to happen to such a degree. However, it is precisely because things have happened to this point that my presence is even more important. That's right, Captain Hyles. The familiar character who appeared in the communication channel was Yi Huang, the head of the God Ghost Mercenary Corps. 31 In the early days of the war, Su Yan contacted Yi Huang. Through the friendship between the two, Su Yan also successfully persuaded Yi Huang to join the war. Of course, it still depends on the fact that Su Yan has saved Yi Huang's life. Otherwise, the God Ghost Mercenary Group and the Crazy Shark Pirate Group, the two Heavenly King level forces, would absolutely not be able to unite. Originally, in order to prevent any accident from the orcs, I contacted the mercenary group of gods and ghosts. I was thinking of using the power of the mercenary group of gods and ghosts to destroy the orcs in one fell swoop, but now with the appearance of space demons, we have to make concerted efforts to fight against these demon fleets. For this, Su Yan is also thankful for his precaution. If he hadn't contacted the mercenary group of gods and ghosts at the beginning, then the next battle would be extremely difficult. Although his Longing fleet has 2 SS-class ships, which are enough to deal with the demonized Hurricane Twins. However, in addition to the Hurricane Twins, a large number of demon fleets are waiting for the opportunity. The number of ships has always been one of his shortcomings. Now these huge demon fleets can only rely on the mermaid fleet to resist. But even so, the number of mermaid ships is limited. If you want to deal with the combination of the orcs and the demon fleet, you must rely on other external forces. And the Ghost Mercenary Group, as Su Yan's last trump card, has now become a life-saving straw. Whoosh! Accompanied by a series of streamers, it appeared near Neptune. The ships of the Ghost Mercenary Group also appeared in the galaxy one after another. Just like the Crazy Shark Pirates, the Ghost Mercenary Group also has many subgroups. The fleet that Yi Huang usually sits in is the main group of the Gods and Ghosts Mercenary Group, while the other branches of the Gods and Ghosts Mercenary Group will be exposed to various tasks and then perform them on weekdays. Most of the tasks performed by the major subgroups of the God and Ghost Mercenary Corps are mercenary tasks. It is precisely because of this that the strengths of the major subgroups of the God Ghost Mercenary Corps vary according to the number of tasks completed. After all, only experienced mercenaries are the real powerhouses. Now Yi Huang is also leading more than 10,000 ships of the mercenary group of gods and ghosts to the vicinity of Sea God. Most of the more than 10,000 ships are converted ships. However, unlike the Crazy Shark Pirates, most of the remodeled ships of the Ghosts and Ghosts Mercenaries are relatively powerful. Because the mercenary group of gods and ghosts performs tasks all over the Xinghai, they will convert the commissions obtained from the tasks into combat power. And the most direct way is to come in through transformation to increase his own strength. So it can be seen that most of the ships in the God and Ghost Corps have powerful firepower. Because each heavenly king-level force is in charge of a different field, it is good at different things. With the help of the ghost mercenary group, we have the capital to fight against those demon fleets. Seeing the ships of these ghost mercenary regiments, Hyperion also had a happy expression. You must know that the quality of the ships of the God Ghost mercenary group is much better. After all, most of the territories under the mercenary group of gods and ghosts are managed independently. Unlike the crazy shark pirates, it still needs to feed back the parent star. Therefore, the financial resources of the gods and ghosts mercenary group are much stronger than theirs, and the quality of the ships is naturally much better. Since now the ghost mercenary group has also joined our team, I will now replan the tasks that each of our fleets will be responsible for. The Ghost Mercenary Group and the Mad Shark Pirate Group, you two are mainly responsible for the opportunity, the main fleet of the Demon Fleet and the Orcs. And I'm going to lead the 10th team to destroy the Hurricane Twins. Speaking of which, Yi Huang was also a little worried. After all, the Hurricane Gemini, a firepower ship, has made great achievements in history. Wouldn't it be a bit too risky for Su Yan to simply lead hundreds of ships to stop the Twinkle? Brother Su Yan, how about I give you one of my mercenary divisions? You have only a few hundred ships under your command, and it would be too risky to deal with the twins. Yi Huang's worries were not unreasonable. After all, the Hurricane Twins had made great military exploits during their service. Now enhanced by the Warp Demons, the Gale Twins are only more powerful than they were in service. They also wanted to help Su Yan, but they also knew very well that the Gemini is now an SS-class ship. Now, they can only be regarded as helping Su Yan if they perform their respective duties and do what they should do. In the face of everyone's worries, Su Yan also said lightly, hundreds of ships? There is no need for so many 10th teams. Next, we will fight against the demon fleet with you. And I just need to lead my longing fleet to stop the twin winds. 55. What? Hearing this sentence, everyone could not help but widen their eyes. Not only did Su Yan not plan to expand the guerrillas under his command, but he even planned to integrate the 10th unit into the main force. Does he want to destroy the Hurricane Twins with only dozens of ships in the longing fleet? This is too risky. Don't worry, I never fight an unprepared battle. Su Yan's tone is very calm. You must know that he still has a limited time expansion card in his hand, and he has not used it yet. Now after 2 battles, he has accumulated a lot of points. When to use this limited time expansion card? Su Yan can answer with certainty that there has never been a better time than now. What if the opposing ship is a legendary ship? There are many legends that he destroyed. In the White Deer Galaxy, the Demon Fleet and the main fleet of the Orcs have all arrived. The Orc Otto, after using his prestige, also gathered all the remnants of the 2 battlefields. Now, the number of their combined fleet has reached 30,000. This is even a lot more fleet than before. Not only that, now they have not only increased the number of fleets, but also the quality of the fleets. And now they also have the SS-class ship Gale Gemini. With such a luxurious and powerful lineup, Orc Otto doesn't know what other accidents can stop him from destroying the mermaid. Otto, I think now we can attack the home planet of the mermaid, Poseidon. The high-level demon commander rubbed his hands in excitement. He can't wait to sacrifice the entire mermaid race to the evil god of the warp. As long as the sacrifice can be successful, he will be able to obtain more powerful power from the warp evil god. Among the warp demon races, only the more powerful demons can have greater power. He can't wait. At this time, Orc Otto looked at the surrounding demon fleet and was full of confidence. It's not good to let the guys from the Ancient Empire realize our purpose. 99. Ancient Empire? Hearing this name, even the high-level demon commander could not help but frown slightly. Even in the warp, the high-level demon commanders have heard about the Ancient Empire. These ancient empires all possess dreadful black technology, which is enough to destroy the entire Shanghai. If it is really targeted by these ancient empires, it would be really troublesome. They finally came to this Shanghai interface and stood firm, but they must not be destroyed by these ancient empires. I totally agree with that. In the face of the powerful enemy of the ancient empire, the orcs and the warp demons have reached unity. The mermaid race must be completely wiped out before these ancient empires can react. Thinking of this, Orc Otto also immediately commanded his fleet to run towards Neptune. And the high-level demon commander also led the demon fleet under his command, following the footsteps of the orcs and rushing towards Sea God. A part of the demon fleet was left to guard the summoning circle. All the remaining fleets also attacked in the direction of Neptune. Such a mighty fleet also caused the major Shanghai races to wipe away a cold sweat. It seems that even with the help of the longing fleet this time, the mermaid is powerless to return to the sky. The number of orc ships, plus those demon ships, has already exceeded 30,000. If there is no trump card on the mermaid side, the number of these ships is enough to completely engulf them. What's next? Are we going to notify the ancient empire? These star sea races also know very well that if the warp demons succeed in swallowing the mermaid race, then their next target is other Shanghai races. They don't think that warp demons can be satisfied just by swallowing the mermaid. Once the merfolk are devoured by the warp demons, it is their turn. At this moment, the ships of the orc race and the demon ships began to jump at the same time. I saw a large number of ships disappearing into the galaxy like a streamer. At this moment, near Neptune, Su Yan also learned through the information of the warp submarine that the main ships of the orc race and the demon ships were approaching his side. It seems that Orc Otto can't sit still. Orc ships and demon ships are approaching Neptune, and they will be here soon. Hearing Su Yan's words, everyone's expressions became very solemn. Next, they will face a great battle. 3 heavenly king-level forces, plus a fleet of natural disaster-level forces will have a battle near Sea God. And Su Yan also said unhurriedly, no matter how strong the opponent is, we must defend. The reason why Orc Otto and the high-level demon commander are so anxious is not because they have full confidence in taking us down. They are also in a race against time. Now the news of the warp demons is estimated to have reached the ancient empire, and the ancient empire will never sit on the warp demons to act recklessly. So they must devour us all before the ancient empire can react. That is to say, as long as we can hold them back, when the ancient empire reacts, they will definitely lose. Although the strength of the warp demon is very powerful, this is the Sea of Stars after all, and it is the site of the ancient empire. They gain power from the warp by sacrificing creatures in the Sea of Stars. This kind of thing is undoubtedly a provocation to the ancient empire. Therefore, as long as they drag these demon fleets, the ancient empire will definitely send a large number of ships to destroy these warp demons. Hearing this, everyone nodded. Whoosh! At this moment, the galaxy near Poseidon erupted with a space breath. The ships of the orc race have cooperated with the demon fleet, leaving the space transition state and coming to the vicinity of Poseidon. However, when Orc Otto came to the vicinity of Poseidon and saw the huge number of ships, he couldn't help but be slightly taken aback. What's the situation? The number of these dense ships in front of him is completely different from the information he has obtained. When did the mermaids have such a large number of ships? But Orc Otto took a closer look and found a clue, Zhao Zhao. There are more than half of the ship's logos, and they are the logo men of the shark pirates. He is also very familiar with this sign, which is the sign of the mercenary group of gods and ghosts in another Tianwang market. The mercenary group of gods and ghosts? Damn, how could this guy get entangled with those guys from the mermaid clan? Orc Otto Tun felt bad if there were only the shark pirates of the mermaid tribe. With his main fleet and those demon ships, it was enough to wipe out the crazy shark pirates. But now the appearance of the ghost mercenary group completely disrupted his plan. The high-level demon commander also found something wrong. Lord Otto, the number of these ships in front of us is more than double the number of ships described in your intelligence. The appearance of the mercenary group of gods and ghosts also made the demon fleet feel a little pressure. If it was changed before, their 2 fleets would be united. It is completely easy to destroy all the mermaid fleets. But now with the addition of the ghost mercenary group, the situation is completely different. You must know that the fleet of the god ghost mercenary group is still in full bloom, and has not been affected by the war at all. And the fleet of the Ghost mercenary group is more than the fleet of the Mad Shark pirates. As a result, the number of fleets they have to face is about twice as large as the expected plan. Lord Otto, the fleet on the opposite side is not in our plan. If we start a war rashly now, we can win against the two fleets, but it won't be too easy. The most important thing is that we don't have time to spend with them here. At this moment, even a high-level demon commander. After seeing the fleet of the gods and ghosts mercenary group, I was also very surprised by it. Orc Otto frowned. We have to negotiate with the head of that ghost mercenary group. As a heavenly king level force, the crazy shark pirates must have paid a price to let the ghosts and ghosts mercenary group come to help them. As long as we can pay the corresponding price, let the ghost mercenary group stand by and stop helping the mad shark pirate group. Then this war is still our victory. Orc 077 Otto did not act rashly, and the sudden appearance of the mercenary group of gods and ghosts became the biggest variable in the outcome of this battle. And Hyles and others, seeing the mighty demon fleet, are also facing a formidable enemy. However, they waited for a long time, but they did not find any signs of intention to act on the opposite side. What's the matter? It seems that the other side doesn't plan to act immediately. Is there any reinforcements behind them that haven't arrived? No matter what intrigue they have, we must guard Neptune. At this time, Su Yan also showed a smile when he saw that the opposing fleet did not immediately launch an offensive. He guessed right, because the appearance of the ghost mercenary group made them not dare to act rashly. Even the Orc Otto united with the warp demons to obtain a huge fleet. But under the circumstance that the ancient empire is eyeing, it still dares to easily face the targeting of two heavenly king-level forces. And at this moment, Yi Huang also spoke up in the communication channel. Brother Su Yan, the communication request from the Orc Otto opposite me, communication application? Could it be that he intends to persuade Yi Huang to give up the alliance with the mermaid? For a time, Hyles and others also began to get nervous. If the mercenary group of gods and ghosts gave up joining with them, they would really be powerless. But Yi Huang has already told about the Orc Otto contacting him at this moment, which means that he has no idea of uniting with Orc Otto. Do you need me to reject him? Yi Huang had never thought of joining forces with the Orc Otto. First of all, he came to help the crazy shark pirates out of Su Yan's face. Su Yan is not only a blue star human like him, but also saved his life. In any case, I can't live up to Su Yan. Otherwise, the God Ghost mercenary group and the Mad Shark pirate group, the two heavenly king-level forces, would be inseparable from each other. Just as Yi Huang was about to reject Otto's body, Su Yan spoke up. No. Don't reject his communication body, instead, I want you to connect his communication body. Connect to the other party's communication application and chat with him. As soon as these words came out, Yi Huang immediately understood what Su Yan was thinking. Now the other party is very afraid of his mercenary group of gods and ghosts, so in order to achieve the goal, the mermaid tribe will be completely destroyed. On the opposite side, he would definitely spare no effort to persuade Yi Huang. That way, they have plenty of time to plan. Thinking of this, Yi Huang also showed a cunning smile. Ding! The communication channel is connected. Yi Huang, if I remember correctly, you should be the head of the ghost mercenary group. It's me. Hearing Yi Huang's answer, Orc Otto breathed a sigh of relief. DBCG, since the other party is willing to connect his communication application, it means that they still have room for negotiation. I really don't understand why your God Ghost mercenary group, as a king-level force, wants to help the mermaid? Isn't that simple? We are mercenaries, and as long as someone hires us, we will serve him. As soon as these words came out, the beastman Otto was overjoyed. Sure enough, the mermaid must have paid a huge price to make the mercenary group of gods and ghosts come to help them. Since the mermaid can pay the price, he can also give those mercenary groups of gods and ghosts. So, Orc Otto said confidently. What benefits did the mermaid give you? We orcs can also afford it. Even as long as you stand by and don't interfere in the war between us and the mermaid, I can pay you the same reward as the mermaid. As soon as these words came out, Su Yan, who had been monitoring the two, also sent a message to Yi Huang. After seeing the news, Yi Huang couldn't help but sigh. "You are still cruel." Therefore, Yi Huang also said, "The mermaid tribe paid us a commission of 10 billion stars, can you give us a commission of 10 billion? 10 billion? That's not a problem. Very good, now put 10 billion on my card and I can leave immediately." But who knows, at this time, Orc Otto added a sentence. "I can give you a commission of 10 billion stars, but the premise is to sign a contract with me." It seems that Orc Otto is not stupid. If a contract is signed, the ghost mercenary group will no longer be able to intervene in the war. When Yi Huang heard these words, he also paused, and then sighed. "Brother Su Yan, it seems that this orc's brain is a bit useful, I can't drag it on, are you okay?" "What?" Hearing this sentence, Orc Otto immediately reacted. Yi Huang has no intention of negotiating with him at all, everything he is doing now is to delay time. Damn it. I was tricked by the opponent. Boom. At this moment, a loud bang sounded in the demon fleet. The Orc Otto and the high-level warp demon commander couldn't help but look in the direction of the explosion. That direction seems to be the direction of the Gale twins. I saw that the place where the Hurricane Gemini was originally was now covered by a huge flame. Damn. We were fooled, they were negotiating with us just to delay time. Their target is the Twin Winds. At this time, the high-level demon commander couldn't help but be furious. Unexpectedly, as a warp demon who is good at deceiving others, he will be deceived by others now, rumbling. Among the flames, the Gale twins were also attacked by a series of artillery fire. But nothing happened to the surrounding demon ships, and only the Twin Winds was attacked. In the subspace interface, 100 subspace submarines are also suspended in the subspace interface. At this point, all the warp submarines are starting to reload their ammunition, ready for the next round of firing. After Su Yan used the limited time expansion card, the first thing he exchanged was the warp submarine. The original number of warp submarines is limited, and it is difficult to cause damage to the target. But now, the number of warp submarines has been expanded to 100. Although in a battle of the scale of 10,000 ships, 100 warp submarines are simply insignificant. However, the concentrated attack of 100 warp submarines is now enough to destroy the psionic shield of the galactic twins. Among the flames, the Gale twins rushed straight out. After being attacked by 100 warp torpedoes, the Gale twins just broke the psionic shield. But at this time, the Hyperion waiting around has long been waiting for this opportunity. Boom! The Yamato cannon is fired. In an instant, the energy beam penetrated the demon ship and directly bombarded the armor of the Gale twins. At this time, let alone Hyles and others. Even the Orc Otto and the high-level demon commander did not expect that Su Yan's attack came so suddenly. From the explosion of the warp torpedo to the Yamato cannon hitting the Gale Gemini, the process took less than a minute. Damn. That human is a liar. He's lying to us. The high-level demon commander is furious, and for the demon commander, deception is a virtue, but to be deceived by other races, that is a great humiliation. Orc Otto frowned slightly when he looked at the appearance of the high-level demon commander. The Blast Gemini is the top combat power on their side, and it must not be solved by the other party's first focus on fire. Thinking of this, Orc Otto immediately began to command his ships. The ships of the demon fleet immediately surrounded the Gemini, giving the Gemini a chance to breathe. And the main ship of the orcs also aimed at Su Yan's Hyperion. Rumbling. The artillery fire, like a torrential rain, also attacked the Hyperion. And Su Yan in the Hyperion, watching the sky full of artillery fire, also decisively used the jump. Whoosh! The Hyperion disappeared in place, and then came to the demon ship. A large number of demon ships found Su Yan's trace, and they also surrounded him one after another. But Su Yan faced many ships with a calm expression. With full force, a large number of artillery turned into sharp swords and charged directly into the demon ship. Brother Su Yan has rushed in. Hai Wentian's expression changed when he saw Su Yan killing the twin winds without hesitation. Hai Wenqing next to him did not expect that Su Yan would put himself in danger without hesitation. But at the same time, they also understand. This ship, the Twin Winds, can only be dealt with by Su Yan. Su Yan must destroy the psychic shield of the Gale Twins before they can react. If you wait a little longer, the psionic shield of the Gale Twins will rise again. By that time, the Gale Twins will be whipping up a storm. What are you still doing? Now grab the firepower of the opposite door, absolutely can't let them interfere with Su Yan. Yi Huang also reacted immediately, and the ghost mercenary group opened fire first. The endless artillery fire fell directly into the demon fleet. For a time, the fire was everywhere. 3 Heavenly King-level forces, plus a fleet of natural disaster-level forces fought together. Those Shanghai observers who paid attention to this battle only felt a tingling in their scalps at this moment. Shanghai has not had such a large-scale battle for many years. And Su Yan didn't have the heart to care about other people. The Hyperion shuttled among the demon fleet. A large amount of artillery fire fell on the void shield, and the Hurricane Twins also found the trace of the Hyperion among the many demon ships. In the next second, the cannons on both sides of the Gale Twins also emitted scarlet energy rays. Not good. The Twin Winds have already aimed at us. According to the data, the most proud of the Gale Twins is the 2 storm cannons. The shells fired by the storm cannon can set off an energy storm at the designated location. At the beginning, the Twin Winds made great achievements by relying on the cannon of the storm. At this time, Lin Qingyue also uploaded the information about the Hurricane Twins to Su Yan in a timely manner. Based on these information, Su Yan also had a basic understanding of the general situation of the Hurricane Gemini. Today, the Gale Twins have been promoted to SS-class ships. Then its storm cannon, the power must be completely different from before. Thinking of this, Su Yan also looked to the side of DG. Emperor. Activate overload mode. What? Turn on overload mode at this time? DG frowned slightly, knowing that once the overload mode was turned on, they would have no way out. So many demon ships, once the overload mode is over, they must be surrounded by demon ships. But just thinking for a moment, DG decisively turned on the overload mode. 0, not for anything else, because she trusts Su Yan enough. Su Yan will never expose himself to dangerous situations. He must have his own reasons for doing so. Overload mode is on. The Hyperion is like a sleeping lion awakened. Raging energies ram through the Hyperion's energy channels. The brilliance of the Yamato cannon shines among the stars. D-type Yamato cannon in overload mode, against the storm cannon of the SS-class ship Haze Gemini. Boom, with dazzling light colliding with scarlet energy. Immediately afterwards, a huge energy storm swept directly between the 2 ships. The violent energy storm will strangle all the surrounding demon ships. The terrifying energy storm continued to spread, and in an instant, hundreds of demon ships were smashed into pieces by the energy storm again. Seeing such a terrifying energy storm next to Hyles and others, they couldn't help but gasp. The energy storm dissipated, and I saw 2 SS-class ships facing each other, and there were no more demon ships in the middle. But at this time, a layer of psychic shield slowly rose around the Gale Twins. Psionic shield recharged. On the other hand, on Su Yan's side, after the overload mode ended, the Hyperion fell into a weak cooling state. But Su Yan sat on the bridge of the Hyperion, fingers crossed. So, won't the vacant land be cleared out? It's time. Adden's spear turns on the warp resonance. Lose. Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.